main ingredients: water, malted barley, hops and yeast. We're going through each of those as we go around, so we'll start off with probably the most obvious, which is water. If you go back in the past, the type of water a brewery had available to it would dictate the type of beer that it made. So you've got some areas, like we have here, with very soft water, where the breweries would tend to make dark beers. And if you think about Snecklifter and Jennings Bitter, they are relatively dark. Ireland, of course, you've got the stouts from the soft water, whereas if you go down to Burton-on-Trent, they became famous for their light-coloured pale ales, because the hard water suits the hoppy beers, whereas the soft water suits the malty ones. Nowadays that's less important because science has stepped in and we can add minerals to our water to make lighter, hoppier beers like Cockermouth Ale and Cockermouth. Just like in Burton, they can basically filter their waters and start again, and they can make dark beers. But the water quality or the type of water is still very important, and it's what makes each brewery different, if you like, their beers particularly distinctive. The water for our beers comes from the fells behind Cockermouth, an area known as Watch Hill, some of you may know it. The water basically filters down through the rock. We have a well outside of the yard, and we draw water from that well into the storage tank above our heads. The reason that we still use that water source is it's a natural water source, therefore it's had no chemicals added to it. The mains water from Cockermouth comes from Cockermouth, so it's good water, natural water, but of course it's come through a treatment works, and those treatments, although they're obviously healthier for us, isn't necessarily healthier for the beer, so having a natural water source is ideal. It's a constant source of water. We usually say, that as it's raining outside people laugh, but as we haven't had any much rain for quite a few weeks here, but there isn't any record of the water ever having failed us, so we have a constant source of water as well. And finally, of course, it's our water. Now that doesn't mean it's free. I think some people think, well, we've got a well out there, all the water's free. You pay a licence if you have a well to extract that water, but that works out many hundreds of pounds less than if we were using the mains water and paying for it by the cubic metre or whatever it is that you pay for it. Once we've got the water in the tank, it's dropped from that tank down the pipe labelled well water, which is no surprise. It goes through a heat exchanger in the room next door, which we'll see a little bit later, and then it passes back as what we call hot liquor, because liquor in the brewery sense means liquid or water. It doesn't mean it in the American sense as alcohol. So our first ingredient is hot liquor. Now we're going to go through some of the older parts of the brewery here. So as we go through, those of you